Logan. Right, Logan, let's see what you can do. My name is Stewart. I did 22 years underground as a coal miner. I did 1 year on strike, and I did 4 years in the gold mines and diamond mines in South Africa. My mate at back, he also works as a coal miner. I live in the town of St Helens, and St Helens are known for three things: glass, coal, and the finest rugby league team in the world. Growing up, when I was your age, I could hear my dad say to his mates, "Hey, that lad of mine there work in pit." I didn't know what a pit were. I had no idea. What you see out there, the headgears, I know how to call the headgears. Like Wigan and Leeds, St Helens was full of them. It's only when I matured and I've done my family tree to 1620, I can't even think back that far. But there's been nothing but coal miners all the way through my family. All the way through. We are a reserved occupation, or we were. That means that we don't go to war. Our job is as dirty and dangerous as any soldiers. That is me as a young man. I haven't changed, have I? Good lord, that was the right answer. You see around my eyes, there is coal dust. My eyes are all black. You could rub and you would scrub and you would never get rid of that coal dust. So, my dad said to me I would never work in a coal mine. So how did I end up working in a coal mine? Very quickly, when I had a really good job at 18, I got sacked. So I stayed to the union and I needed a job. I ended up in the coal mines. My first coal mine was Bull Colliery in St Helens. Every day I would go to Bull Colliery, put my clean lockers, take my good clothes on, and I'd put my rags on. Normally just a pair of shorts, a pair of football socks, and pit boots with steel caps and a vest. I would come to a place called, like this place called the Lamp Room. First thing I would pick up is my lamp. You pass that lamp rack, but that lamp rack's got all numbers on it. My lamp was 624. Then I would pick this thing up. It's called a self-rescue. That would have 624. And then I would pick these things up, these tallies. There's my number, S Brown, Bull Colliery, 624. So I would pick a lead one up, and I'd pick a lead one up. And the first two tallies I pick up, right? This is an absolute lifesaver. If we were working on the ground together and something bad happens and you're on the floor injured and we smell smoke, whether you smell smoke, the first thing I do is I'll whip this off my belt, I take that hood off it, I shove the mouthpiece in, I put the nose clip on, then I'll put that head strap on. I'll drop to the floor and I'll put you in, and you in. Whether the roof's about to fall in, or there's going to be an explosion down that tunnel, or water's going to come in down that tunnel, there's nothing I can do for you. Because the minute I picked you up, I went on the floor outside here. This is a horrible, horrible thing to wear. But yeah, it's a lifesaver. Thereabouts, 20 minutes or so you have on it. It's not like a gas mask. What you blow into it, it kind of breaks the chemicals down and puts them back in. This is a horrible, horrible thing to wear. In less than a minute, the only thing that you want to do is to take it off your mouth and throw it as far as you possibly can. It's horrible. The reason you can't do that, the reason is because you're not allowed to move it until you're instructed to move it, because you can't smell gas. The gas you burn at home is no different than gas on the ground. Only there's an additive so we can smell gas in our homes. So without putting this in your mouth, this is also quite weighty, so it's hanging out your mouth. Pass that round for me, please. Good lad. So that's hanging out your mouth. That's heavy, isn't it? So it's worn just like that. So you've got your rescuer. You've got your rescuer, you've got your lamp. Carried water on the ground with us. I carried a first aid kit for a an ambulance tin. I got 20p extra for carrying that. I carried an oil lamp. I got 20p extra for carrying an oil lamp. All these are on your belts. I'd like to work that all day. Well, I'll take that off you. Pass it round for me. What do you think? Sorry,
Oh, it is, isn't it?
quite heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm done.
Sorry about that, mate. I just look like a big lamb. I thought you'd handled it.
No, I'm not strapped to your phone. Right?
So that's quite weighty. And you've got that bottle of water as well. Take with you.
Good like the belt that.
It is quite heavy.
Thank you. So you've got all those, and then you make your way around the shaft, and you search every morning for things you'll take on the ground. Lighters, matches, watches with batteries in, silver foil and newspaper. If you've got with cigarettes and matches, it's a few little things, and rightly so. Before I step into the cage, I would give him that lead tally. Just hand it to him like that. I would keep that on me all day. Reason being, if I go through what we call a crusher, what crushes all the rocks, or an explosion, when they find me, if I was dead, they would know me just by that number, S Brown 624. So that's like a soldier, just like dog tags. As you come through the main gate here, which you would have done, on your right there is a cage with all your stuff. 16 to 18 men are shoved in a cage, just like that. If you step into a cage from here, by the time it gets to the depth of the floor, you're going into a darkness you've never ever witnessed. So much so, you can put your hands there, move your fingers, and you will see your fingers move. This shaft, 4 other coal mines were down here about 2,500 feet deep. The last coal mine I worked in was 4,500 feet deep. To give you an idea, have you been to Blackpool?
Yes.
Have you seen Blackpool Tower? That big
I
tower?
don't know if
Yeah.
I don't think it's I remember.
I don't think you've seen it,
You
but
did, but
yeah.
you're only little, weren't you?
All right, well you're not missed much.
Yeah, I don't think you remember. Yeah.
But it's 12 Blackpool Towers deep, thereabouts, a long way underground. The cage falls up 45 feet a second. You're going into a world, Terry's a coal miner
I
back
know
here.
I will be.
Well, the cage is there, and you step in and get 16 to 8. Well, it's not as wide as this room. From there to there. From it there.
No good if you're claustrophobic then. No.
Not the job for you.
No.
The same cages that they bring the coal out on as well.
Yeah.
How long have you down there for?
You're working shift, 8 hours, 10 hours,
Yeah.
depending what you choose to do, like you want overtime or something like that. I said the cage falls at 45 feet a second at 4,500 feet deep. For the first time in my life, I could hear people with foreign voices, and I know they were Polish and Hungarian men, probably the toughest men I've ever worked with in all my life. They all carried water. You said to me, "Hey mate, you want a drink of water?" And I said, "Where's your bottle?" You said to me, "I haven't got a bottle." I said, "Well, you're not thirsty. If I can carry it, all that weight, you can carry it." After a couple of minutes, she said, "Yeah, mate, but I'm not carrying water all week here." The first coal seam I worked in was 2 feet high, just like that.
Oh my gosh.
Just like that. My job was to carry timber up that face, big wooden props, drag them up the face. My dad said I'd never make a miner, and that job I could have given that job up a million times. But I could hear my dad saying to me, "You won't last 2 minutes." Sometimes I wish I'd listened to him.
Was your dad a miner as well?
Everyone, nothing but miners all the way through my family.
400 years,
Always.
I think.
Was like most,
Yeah.
well, did women do it?
Well, they did in like Victorian days, like worked up pit brews, because my grandmother was a pit brew lass.
Right.
When you walk down this site, you'll see white things side by side, by side, by side. When you work on a coal face, that is your workspace for the day.
Right, okay. Let's see.
That is your canteen. I never took sandwiches on the ground because there was thousands of mice running over you. You take sandwiches on the ground, if that's a piece of bread, you would pour it through the middle. If you only eat the corner, you can rip it off and you can still eat it. Used
Is
to
this like
poke.
rats or mice?
Once we found a rat and we had to catch it to find out if it was male or female because it would chew to anything.
Cables and the oil, don't they?
Yeah, and you're talking big powerful cables.
Is this why like they have the lines on the side of the paper?
The what?
Lines on the side of the paper. Because back in the day they didn't have rats and mice in paper, so they drew lines. So like, yeah.
No, oh,
No.
Go on.
lines outside of the paper. Tonight.
You know, like on sheets of paper with like lines on pieces of paper. They have like pink lines on the sides.
Yep.
I heard of something like that. They drew them on there because like during playing or stuff like that, rats and mice would eat pieces of paper.
Probably. Probably.
So we did that.
Me and that, you just taught me something, haven't you? So we're going to both learn today, haven't we? But that is your canteen, because there's no canteens on the ground or tuck shops. For the adults, it's your marriage guidance counsellor. And on the ground, it's your Philadelphia lawyer, because on the ground, you don't break a finger and you don't break a leg, you will lose them. Because all the machinery is extremely heavy and big boy toys, everything. It was also your marriage guidance counsellor. Marriage guidance was always the same, get shut of her. Like I said, that's your toilet, because there's no toilets on the ground. If you do want people to know anything, don't say anything. The beauty about working on the ground, there was no bullies either, because nobody likes a bully, whether you're your age or you're old like me. We were all kind of brothers, and we still are, after all these years together. That's good, isn't it? Shearer, invented by a man in Haydock in St Helens. Again, you stand outside, well, later on. Big white discs, we call them drums or discs, that's all it is, a big teeth on. A coal face looks something like that. Looking at this picture, it tells me that coal seam is 11 feet high. Before that starts cutting coal, if you were where you were, I would know. When that kicks up, the dust is that thick. What places? I've not got a clue here. I'm going to see a lamp flickering. All these big chains, here what you see are named after German airmen, like Tiger and Panzer. Tiger tanks, Panzer tanks, where they were really powerful machinery. That, which 155 decibels of noise, extremely like a jet engine when it's kicking up. Well, Terry and I, we would stand up here, as this cutter's coming up the coal face, shearing this coal, and that coal bouncing over, and chains are dragging it, and the floor is shaking, and the roof's coming in very, very violently. I can't speak for Terry. When that cutter came past me, I was like this, me. You give me that excitement. Yeah. What a fool I was. I worked in water up to my ankles, up to my knees, and up to my waist, without any protective clothing. Why? Because it was never offered to me. Just like that. That's what a roadway or a tunnel looks like on the ground, just like that. There's one across the road, one I'll look at later on. In a short period of time, you see where the floor's coming up, the roof's coming down, or it could look like that. Or it could look like that. Pure weight going on. Girders, I see girders as thick as that. The full length of this room within a couple of months. The best way to describe it was like Wrigley's chewing gum, like chewing gum, twist, 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 weight coming on. They're my papers, S. Brown, 624. I am known as a ripper or a re-ripper. My job as a young man is to go into there, and I would make it look like that again. Because that is no different than the East Lancashire Road. It gets supplies up and down it, it gets people up and down it, and more importantly, it gets call outs. I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning to do this job. I see young men are up a bit older than you. I think, would they do my job?
We're just so upset when we get 8-year-old boys.
But would you want them to? No. Who wants to go and work like this? It's a job I didn't want to do, but for me it turned out that one of the best jobs I ever had, because when the coal mine shut, I went to the gold mines and diamond mines, showing young men how to do this particular work. This kind of work, what you see here, comes from Australia. The machine we're on there, it's called a wombat. That speaks for itself to me. So we netted that tunnel so it's safe to work in with wire mesh. 1979, Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, just down the road from here, 10 minutes from here, 11 men walked into a tunnel, lay down across the road. An explosion ripped through it. I am very friendly with the only survivor. His ears were blown off, his fingers were blown off, 53% burns and a fractured skull. All his clothes were blown off him, completely naked. The mate who's normally here, he brought him out, he brought the only survivor out. The only survivor. Tunnel, explosion. You're told to drop to your knees, you've lost all your health. Believe me, put your fingers there, you won't see your fingers move. Total darkness. You never ever witnessed.
Did you get any like warning, any suspicion that it was
Well,
gonna
it
happen,
registered on an oil lamp blew out, so it registered gas, but that's too
Right.
late.
Yeah.
It's too late. I knew, I'm sure Terry did, we could get injured or we could get killed at any one time in pit. Switch off, you'll get killed or you'll get hurt. I also put this one behind me. I never thought of an explosion, but I knew it could happen. So you lost all your clothes, you lost all your boots, you've no clothes, you're in darkness, and you're told to crawl out. Which way do you go? No light. You might put your hands in water. How deep's that water? You might put your hands on bodies. Can you crawl over dead bodies? You might start crawling into smoke. How thick's that smoke? Do I crawl into it or do I crawl out of it? I don't know. I'm very fortunate to say I didn't have to do it. But I don't know the answer. When I worked across the road there, I worked like that with no clothes on whatsoever. Didn't matter because there's no girls allowed underground. Just men. That bottle I showed you, I would take that home every day. Always had to fill it full of water. But I wrapped it in newspaper, I put it in the freezer. So it's like a jubbly. It takes a bit longer to thaw out. As soon as I got to the pit, just like you coming here, this is just a pit. I'd have my first aid room, I'd go into the first aid room, and I'd have to drink a pint of salt water. Then I'd have salt tablets to put in that bottle, and when I finished my shift, I had to go back in there to drink a pint of salt water, put the salts back into my body. I take 4 frozen grapefruits, and later take 4 frozen jaffas. I also said to people, it's probably the neatest place of hell I've ever worked. But for me, I loved it. I don't know why, but I loved it. As you can see, there's not much difference between man and coal. We blend in very well together. When I stepped out of that cage, after a shift, my mother wouldn't know who I were. I was that black.
What? How hot was it down there?
It could be as hot as going to Spain, or when I worked at Goulburn Colliery, they used to give you ski helmets, thermal vests and thermal helmets because it was that cold.
So rather like boiling hot.
You can either one or the other. You can like a nice day here. When we have one of our best days, it could be like that, or it could be hotter than that.
So you never know what it could be.
No, but you knew because you knew what district you worked in. But when winter came, I used to go down pit at 4:30 in the morning when it was dark. Or when I used to get up pit at 2:30, it's going dark again. So for like 6 months a year, I never seen any sunshine. I always was in darkness. Winter darkness, work was darkness. And we all got a bath like that. Because you didn't get a bath like that, you went home black.
Get some off that.
Just like that. You went home black.
Gosh.
And I was a foolish young man then. And I mean this, I was foolish. I used to smoke cigarettes What a fool I was. That's worse than working at pit. But I'd come up pit me, I'd go to my locker, I'd get 2 cigarettes, and I used to sit on that shower floor with 2 cigs in my mouth, and I would rub and I would scrub. Cigarettes didn't get wet. I mastered it. But I would rub and I would scrub. I thought, I'm never going to get clean. On the ground, a very dangerous place. These are my dad's morphine tickets on the ground. If somebody gets badly injured, we'll give you an injection to kill the pain until a nurse, a priest, or a vicar, or a doctor comes on the ground and takes over. The next picture, you're old enough, I think, to tell you. The next picture, that's a dead man's bath.
So the holes are in it, so blood can get
Yeah, because when somebody comes up pit and they're black as mixing with the coal, and we're going to send them home to the sons and the mothers and the wives, we clean them up. Because it was a very dirty, dangerous job, this. Maybe, or maybe I'm probably a million miles out, I hope I am. Maybe, just maybe, they might open these coal mines again, because there's over 500 years of coal left in this country. And they might come for young men like you. So what do you think? No. No.
No, I
Because
can't answer that.
you can be anything you want. You can be anything you want. And it's more important when you go to school and you listen to that teacher. It was okay for me. I didn't go to pit because I was sick. I could have got a job anywhere. It just happened to be in my blood. Terry, behind you, his dad worked at coal mine. And that's what kind of things what happened. Somebody worked at railways, they followed him to railways. That's exactly what happened. You can be anything you want. I hope I've told you enough for you to stay away from these places. Yep. Good luck.